youth runner here with New Hampshire star, really amplifying his legend today, Matthew Giardina. 7th Foot Locker Cross Country Championships. Great showcase for the Northeast up there, obviously, with old Tom winning and Jack finishing 3rd, and then you just continue to move up so effectively after the race. I'm sure all the fine folks back at Bishop Guertin are just absolutely elated about the performance. Billy certainly is too.
Yeah, what's up, my boy? In Mexico.
Just we'll talk about the Lobos in a moment, but just to be able to see, especially after a year when Drew and Ryan, and Tom, did what they did, and so some of those guys move on, but there's just a really awesome core for the Northeast. Like, just how special was it to not only earn All-America honors yourself, but just kind of have that group up there representing so well.
Yeah, it means a lot. Yeah, I've always watched this race like when I was little, like 4th, 5th grade, and like it's just great to go out there and run it, especially with this great group of guys. Like, I'm really thankful. Most
definitely. The fact with the decision to have the regional at Franklin Park this year, and not Van Cortlandt, I was like, okay, well, that's going to add a layer in terms of the preparation to get the group ready. But I mean, obviously, unless you've seen those hills, it's kind of like one of those things where you live to tell the tale. Just how do you feel like your experience was, and especially going around that second time? Like, what did that require from you, just in terms of strength and determination and willpower to get through that hill the second time?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the Northeast, all of us, we all run hills really good, just because we had a hilly regional meet, and just all our courses, we always got big hills on them. So I just tried to pick off as many people as I can. I was feeling good, so I kind of just rolled with it, and just listening to my body and pushing it when I was hurt.
How much of a blessing did you find, just in terms of really being able to dial in the training and and hopefully taking care of every detail that you can control to get that peak right? Because I mean, obviously your region, along with the South and the Midwest, have the blessing of the week in between. Obviously the West has to go back to back, and I was incredibly impressed with the fact that even with that the West put together 4 All-Americans, because that's not always the case. We usually see it flooded by Northeast and Midwest and South. But how good was that for you, Matthew, to be able to have that week in between?
Yeah, well, I ran Nike last week.
I know.
So I mean, it was good. I mean, I was definitely feeling it a little bit, but I'm super thankful. Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you touched upon that. I wanted to live in the Foot Locker world first, and then shift over to Nike. But I didn't phrase it in the sense of like of getting a break, but like the fact that you had to go through that attrition, that slop fest out there last week, and then you realize, like, okay, hey, when there's good weather and good footing and whatnot. Not to say that when you're in New Hampshire, like, you haven't seen all of it 1,000 times over, but just it allows you to focus on the Nike Northeast Regional, get ready for that. Then, the Foot Locker Northeast Regional, get ready for that. Yeah. NXN race, get ready. Like, the fact that you were able to really kind of be present, and kind of attack each one individually, and know that eventually the finish line is going to be December 14th in San Diego. But just what was it like for you just to really kind of be present and take each challenge, as it came in front of you?
Yeah, I was really just taking it 1 week at a time, like you said, just focusing on each day, like what I can do each day to prepare for the race on Saturday. So yeah.
How much do you feel like you learned about just how not only resilient and persevering you are after last week, but also how adaptable? I mean, like, that race, I was joking with some of the guys up in that first group that it was like human bowling, just in terms of the slip and slide and people wiping out and taking other people out and whatnot. But just like, even though maybe the finish, and the ultimate performance, wasn't what you had aspired to in Oregon, it's good because I was talking like with Macy Wingard, like she was finished in the 50s last week, but she knew she had another race. Like, how much motivation and desire was there for you, knowing, hey, I still got one more race and I can be an All-American?
Yeah, that's kind of how I was taking it too. I wasn't super happy with my performance in Oregon, but I was just grateful I had one more week to to prove to myself and that I could do it. Yeah.
So not only just the New Hampshire postseason series, but then to have both regionals and both nationals. I mean, a lot of people can aspire to that. Very few people can execute that. I mean, and to have the last race, arguably the best of them all. Like, how proud are you of just your like your longevity and I mean, this is a stamina and endurance-based sport, but then there's also like the mental and emotional endurance to stay to stay sharp through all 4 of these weeks. How proud are you?
Yeah, really. I had a little hip injury in the middle of the season, so I mean, I kind of had, I took like four weeks off, just cross training, and like during that I was really bumming out. But like when I look back on it now, I think it really ended up being a blessing in disguise.
And I knew about the injury, but I always want you to be able to talk about that because I don't feel like it's my place to talk about that. But big picture, do you feel like the fact that there wasn't as much racing during that time, that it might have given you a little bit more at the end?
Definitely, yeah. And we still raced a lot. I think I had three races up before NXR, and that would be four Foot Locker. So yeah, it was still a lot of racing. But yeah, I think it was just a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, it punctuates the way that it should for one of New Hampshire's all-time greats, Matthew Giardina from Bishop Guertin, finishing as All-American here at Foot Locker in San Diego. Enjoy the holidays. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.